Hey, what's going on? It's Jason Lucchese here, and let's see here. I just got this mic over here. We are good to go. We are live. It is 2:02 p.m., so I'm starting off just a little bit late here. I was trying to get onto our streaming service, which is called StreamYard. So, promise no debate talk from last night or any stuff like that. We're going to be talking about all business on this particular YouTube video with, the landscape of everything that's going on in today's market. Some of the things that you could be taking advantage of, like right now, that's going to give you some results right now, and also too for down the road. Because some of the things that I want to talk about is getting used to some of the things that are right now, getting used to some of the things that are happening as far as lots of competition right now in today's world, such as everybody's chasing after the same old deals, vacant properties, absentee homeowners, high equity lists, low equity lists, those types of things. You need to be able to separate yourself and be able to get an abundance of leads that nobody else is really kind of going after and really not even talking about, to be honest with you. So we're going to dive into that. If you have any questions whatsoever, since we are live right now, but if you're listening to this as a recording, you could still post your questions. Be more than happy to get back to you as soon as possible. I've got something really cool that I wanted to share with you. One of the big things right off the bat that I wanted to talk about, you've heard me say this before on the channel. If you're brand new, make sure you become a subscriber and make sure you hit that notification bell, because that's going to be huge for you on new videos. Because if you haven't heard me talk about hedge funds before, I've got some really killer videos that will help your business out quite a bit. So hedge funds right now, they're putting themselves in a position to where they're lining up with banks, the big banks that we're not going to be able to talk to unless you have a 9-figure proof of funds letter. Some even want maybe a 10-figure proof of funds letter. I don't have that type of capital. I don't have any venture capitalists or angel investors or anything like that that's going to be able to help me out significantly with being able to provide that type of a proof of funds letter. So one of the things that we've done is you can get in with these individuals by getting your foot in the door by talking to some of their individuals in their disposition department, their acquisition department. And what we've done is we've created this list of all of these individuals, the hedge funds across the nation that specialize mainly in real estate. So if you don't already have that list, because we've given it out before to our subscribers, I'll be more than happy to give you that link. Again, just make sure you drop a comment. Let me know that you would like access to the hedge fund list. It's absolutely free, no charge. There's no email required or anything like that. It's just free content for you to use and start implementing within your business. And I'll even give you access to the video that we did on YouTube. So I'll dig back for it and I'll get it for you. It's the video that we used that will walk you through exactly how to find the gatekeepers. Okay. The main reason why I'm talking about hedge funds right now is because what is happening currently in the market? Mortgage delinquencies are at their absolute highest. I think they're probably going to go up even more. So we're going to see more people at the beginning of 2021 start facing pre-foreclosure measures. So the hedge funds, okay, this is where the hedge funds come in. They're working with these big banks such as Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, SunTrust, all of these big banks out there. They're going to be wanting to liquidate and get these essentially bad debt off their balance sheet, because when they don't do that, it affects the way that they can do lending. Their lending power is then capped. And if they have too much bad debt and the FDIC gets involved, that's not going to be good. So the main thing that we need to focus on here is getting in with these hedge funds, because by getting in with these hedge funds, the big thing is going to happen here. They get in with the big banks. They're the ones that are buying for their particular fund. Now, yes, they're a big hedge fund, but in order to actually do the things that you're supposed to do within a particular fund, a private placement memorandum, if you don't know what that is, that's what each fund has comprised. Now, hedge funds are pulling together more and more funds into separate PPMs. And what they're wanting to do is take down what's called data tapes, or they're wanting to take down large pools of assets from these banks that are in a position of pre-foreclosure, foreclosure. They're buying notes, they're buying all types of distressed assets at this point in time. They're doing that right now. And it's going to get even more in a larger capacity here within the coming months. Now, why would you want to get involved with the hedge funds? Well, these hedge funds have parameters in their private placement memorandum. And in that private placement memorandum, it says what types of properties that they're going to be purchasing. Now, not every property that they purchase is going to make it onto that requirement area of the private placement memorandum. See, I'm getting caught up in my words because try saying private placement memorandum a few times. I'm sure you'll get tongue tied as well. So when you get in with these folks, like we start getting in with these folks around 2010, and a lot of them just wanted these types of properties. I'll give you the criteria. They wanted properties that were 1992 or newer, and now that's gone up. I believe they want a lot of the ones we've been talking to are 2000 on up, the year 2000 built on up. And they're wanting it to rent out at a certain dollar amount. When we were doing a lot with them and they were buying a lot, it was $1,200 net rent that they wanted. So that means after all expenses, they wanted to yield no less than $1,200 per month. So a lot of the properties in there weren't making that type of spread. So what they would do is they would package those up and sell them off to investors like us, like you, like me. So they would sell those off for a big discount because they're purchasing them from the banks for 10 to 15 cents on the dollar. Because by the time the banks go ahead and liquidate REOs, they've made back a decent portion of their money. So what they're wanting to do is liquidate as quickly as possible because it's essentially handicapping them from being able to lend any more money. So let me know if this is making sense to you so far. Put a yes down in the comment section, and make sure if you like what we're talking about so far, make sure you are a subscriber. Make sure you give us a big thumbs up. But to get back to the point here is you have to make sure that you're getting in with these folks now. If you get in with them like 6 months from now, maybe even a little bit longer, it might be the opportunity might already be gone. Okay, because by the time they're wanting to move in here and they're already doing this, if you want to move in right now, now is the best time to do it and start putting together those types of relationships that are needed in order for you to start seeing the results. Because most of these folks right now, they have properties that they want to sell too. And here's two other big bonuses that you could take away from some of these hedge funds. Not all of them are doing it, so don't come back to this video and be like, Jason, you said this hedge fund would do this. I'm not that hedge fund to begin with, but I know there's hedge funds out there that will do these two things as well. They are buying. They are actively buying. So if you find out what they want, they are going to tell you. And then they are going to purchase properties from you. One of our biggest buyers over the past few years in certain key markets have been hedge funds. And they pay 90 to 95% of what the value of the property is. Mainly they want to do that because the properties rent out so well and they're willing to pay the extra money so that it doesn't go to anybody else. So they're coming in, they're these behemoth giants, and they're coming in and they're able to pay more than Joe Schmo down the street. And that's something that you just have to face right now. The other thing too is they've become lenders for us. Some of these folks, some of their parameters are saying that they also have some lending capabilities as well. So you can get some really great pricing on particular deals. And they're asset based loans. So it's not based on your credit, it's not based on how much money you have in the bank. Because at the end of the day, if you screw up, they get that property back. And as long as they did their numbers, and trust me, they've got some MBAs and some PhDs on the back end that went to some big time schools. You've got a lot of them that went to Wharton. You got a lot of them that went to Harvard. So they're much more, at least me, I'm not going to talk about you, but they're much more smarter from that particular area than me. So they do their numbers really, really well. They know what they're getting themselves into. So they can also do that for you, which is really big. So you can get some lending from them as well. Now, it takes a little bit of time to build that relationship up to find out if they're even willing or wanting to lend. Now, one of the things in the list that we'll give you, and if you want that list, great. Just make sure you leave a comment so that we know to share that with you. And I'll share the direct link with you. We don't need to hit 50 likes or 50 comments on this video. We've already given it out in the past. So if you're brand new to the channel, it's my thank you gift for being here. The other big thing that we're seeing in today's market is that, a lot of these leads that people are going after, it's basically it's driving up the price to where there's not a lot of spread left over. So what we're seeing is folks that are behind on their taxes, like delinquent property taxes, not like federal or state level personal or business taxes. We're not talking about that. We're talking about delinquent property taxes. As long as you know the right way to get in contact with those folks, you're going to be winning the response game. As my partner Jason Palliser has stated on several videos, we know how to win that response game, and we'll be more than happy to share any of that with you. If you would like to just have a quick call with us and we could talk to you about that, by all means, go to 2dayblueprint.com and we could set up a call. So that's the number 2. I'll put this banner up here so you can have it, but it's just a very quick phone call. Actually, I'll show this one for you. So myblueprintcall.com, it's just another link. You could go there, you could schedule a time that we can have a chat and we could share with you some of the things that are working in our business so that you could implement them in yours. There's no cost, there's no, hard sell, there's no pitch on there. It's just if there's something we can help you with, great. We'll have a chat with you and be completely transparent and talk to you about that for about, we'll talk for 20, 30 minutes or so. And, that'll be it. So myblueprintcall.com, I'll take that down. I don't want you to think this is being a big pitch fest or anything like that. But right now also too, from what we've been seeing on the marketplace with the delinquencies going up and homeowners failing to do the forbearance, foreclosures are going to be pretty crazy compared to, and again, this is me. I don't have a crystal ball. I just have a gigantic thing of branched chain amino acids right here. So I'll rub on that, and it's not telling me anything. So it doesn't work. It's not a crystal ball, I guess, or a crystal bottle. But just from seeing the numbers, it's like we're in probably close to 2 million people right now. Those numbers are going to increase as we close out the remaining of the year. We're essentially in Q4 right now, quarter 4, and things are more than likely going to get a little bit worse before they get better. Yes, we've seen the market as far as like the stock market, the Dow is good. Things are somewhat stable. People are we've still got the mask mandate. People are still in fear with the pandemic. Rightfully so. People are passing away, which is really unfortunate. My thoughts and prayers go out to those folks that have lost somebody. That's never a good thing. So it's just going to continue to rise. And some of the things that we just discussed, I don't want to go too much longer, but if you guys have any questions too, I'll be more than happy to do it. And I appreciate a lot of you taking time to be on here, but we won't go too much longer. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is some of the stuff with probates. Probates is a big thing, and right now, um, it's a pretty big thing. And I would let you know right now, if you have the right approach for contacting people, such as a probate, and we went over the pre-probate strategy, I think 2 or 3 videos ago. Um, there's a huge opportunity as far as that goes, and being able to gather that data, because one of the things I will tell you is most people don't know how to gather the data, and that is, uh, they're getting a lot of their data from the county. And I was just checking something here really quick, so sorry if I was coming off as not completely there. So I was just looking at something because I want to make sure that I was getting the key points that I wanted to talk to you about. So those are the big things, especially with probate. People are going to also be getting evicted from their homes, the homes that they're renting or apartments. So one of the big things that I would be doing is, and I'm hearing this from even some of my friends that own properties, is landlording right now is extremely difficult, extremely difficult. So there are going to be a lot of folks too that maybe have like 40 to 60% equity in some of their homes that they are landlords of, and they're going to be wanting to sell because a lot of people have gotten completely the wrong taste right now with being a landlord during this whole entire pandemic. So we did do a video, and it was a while ago. It was like maybe a few months ago, right as like the pandemic was somewhat forming and happening. We were in lockdown, but one of the big things here is landlords are going to be wanting to sell. So we've been calling some, and we want to see if they've been buying. And it actually they turned the tables on us and said, you know what, we're not actually buying, but we are selling. Are you interested in taking a look at our property that way? And we've been finding folks on a website called gosection8.com. We used Craigslist.com or .org. So we've been using that as well, and we've just been reaching out to additional people on Facebook in groups from a geo-targeted standpoint. What does that mean? Is we find groups that are in our area. So for me, it's I'd want to look for Indianapolis, real estate or something similar. I want Indianapolis in it or Indiana in it, and I want to be able to contact some of the members out there, see if they know of anybody. We just came across a package not too long ago of a individual that wanted to move, was done being a landlord, and had 32 properties. Now, how do we deal with 32 properties? It's the exact same way that you would with one property. All I'm trying to do right now is get the point across that if you are not reaching out to folks right now and at least planting the seed and having follow up with them, maybe on a monthly basis, maybe they might not be interested at this time, but we're getting people that are interested from LinkedIn, from Facebook, from Instagram. We're finding folks that, we could just get connect with, and that's helping out quite a bit with that. So I'm going to go ahead. I know we're approaching about the 20-minute mark. I didn't want to have this video go too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it, and I'm just going to say this. If you have questions about any of the information that we just went over today, how I can help you with the hedge fund stuff, I'll be more than happy to supply that list for you. Some of the stuff with landlords, being able to get in contact directly with landlords. We didn't talk about list sourced too much today, but you can also find landlords using list source. List source would be a really great avenue if you want to purchase a list, have it skip traced, and then you could start reaching out to those folks. That is huge as well. That's been working out for us quite a bit. One big thing too, a big plug, we've gotten a lot of great resumes recently. We're looking for a couple of folks on our team. I want to make sure about this too. Is hiremymom.com has been really a great resource, a great tool. So if you're looking to hire some great people, definitely put it out there, because we're going to be making some hires this week, and we also have some for next week as well. So if you're looking to build and expand your team, hiremymom.com is really good. We don't get paid or anything for saying that, but I just thought I would share that with you. And those are folks here in the US. If you want to use folks in the US plus get some candidates outside of the US, Upwork.com is one of those sites that I would recommend. If you want, somebody from an executive assistant type role to a virtual assistant type role, that's who I would recommend in that particular case. But besides that, question wise, just make sure you leave it below. I'll be more than happy to address anything that you have and get you 100% taken care of. Make sure you smash that like button, the thumbs up button, if you enjoyed today's content. And if you're not a subscriber already, make sure you become a subscriber and make sure you hit that notification bell. Like whenever we have lives like this, you'll be able to be notified and you'll be able to come on here and ask questions. And, we could kind of get to know each other a little bit, connect. Maybe we could also do some business together. We love doing deals with, our friends in YouTube land here. And would love to get to know more of you. So I see a lot of familiar folks that have joined us. So I appreciate you a tremendous amount. And I will see you guys. We'll have another video coming out on Friday. So I will see you guys on Friday. You take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye now.